Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Grumpy Snail podcast. And happy birthing person's day, everyone. Yes, happy birthing day, happy birthing person's day. Yeah, that's way harder to say now. We can't say mothers anymore. That's a gendered language word. So happy birthing person's day to all you birthing persons out there. What are they going to call Father's Day? That's a good question. I don't know. But yeah, welcome to the Grumpy Snail podcast with your host, me, the uncancelable Jonathan Snyder, here again listening to noises coming from upstairs. Man, today's gonna be rough. This video is gonna be rough. It's been a rough couple weeks. Last weekend, there was a project started by Harvey, and it was only supposed to take a couple hours, and now it's stretched into a couple days, and looks like it's going to be a couple weeks now. So that's kind of sucks because now the studio has no door. You can't have a building without borders. So there's no door for the studio, so that kind of sucks. Hopefully that'll get done, but it's really put a cramp on the video schedule. It's really messed everything up because it was only supposed to take a couple hours, and so now it's just a mess. And Toby Kylander's up in the woods somewhere. I haven't seen him for months, so Lord knows when I'm going to get another one of those videos. And in preparation for the podcast today, one of my studio computers crashed again for like the third time that it's crashed, I think. So all my videos that were prepped they're not gone. They're there on the computer that I can't access. So there will be no videos for this. And also the audio should sound different because the audio's down as well, because the audio runs through that computer as well. So great things are happening. That's right. I walked into the studio today and pushed a button to turn on the computer, and nothing happened. So the partial diagnostic, since I'm a computer whiz, which I'm not, but it looks like the first guess is that the power supply is gone again, which already happened once. But I'll have to be sure, I have to take it apart and take a look at it first. But so it just totally screwed the video up for today. So that's unfortunate. Yeah, that's right. I walked in and the computer crashed, just like the economy. So oh man, so many things happening. Only so many that affect me. Mostly it's the economy that's pretty rough. It's pretty rough. The jobs report came out Friday, I believe, and it's worse than they projected. It's worse than it was last month. So all those whooping and cheering that Biden did. Look at what a great job I'm doing. And then the unemployment goes up the next month. And it's not really a big surprise. If you look at the price of everything is skyrocketing. Lumber's up 280%. Corn's up like 40% or some nonsense. Everything is high. People don't want to work. You know, some people are blaming it on COVID. Other people are blaming it on the government, which is, you know, mostly the government. I don't know why you blame it on COVID. I haven't stopped working ever. I didn't stop working at all. As a matter of fact, when COVID hit, I got a second job. Started working 70 hours a week. So there's no blaming the economy on COVID is kind of a cop out. I mean, like big time. So I don't. You know, they're giving out all the unemployment normally, plus they're giving out, you know, a certain amount on top. Can't remember. It was 600. I don't remember if it's 6 or if they bumped it down to 3. I'm pretty sure that stretches out to September or so, or maybe longer. I don't know. I know they were looking at it because they were discussing whether they're going to extend that or not. I mean, it's gotten bad enough that, you know, people just aren't going to work. There are all these jobs out there not getting filled, so businesses are running short-handed, and supplies are down on the top end. So you have shortages all along the way, which causes the prices to rise. People are just staying home and getting paid unemployment because it's not worth it to go to work for them. I mean, you know, states are starting to look at it. Montana, I believe, is going to take that extra $300 away from the unemployment benefits and then give it to businesses as a bonus for people that go back to work. So, I mean, it's looking kind of rough out there. The Bank of America is talking about hyperinflation coming. So, what you're seeing in the uprise in the current prices is this isn't inflation yet. This is a reaction to stimulus and supply and all that from last year. We haven't even gotten to this year's stimulus hyperinflation that's coming, that's coupled with all the shortages. There's shortages of everything. The computer chip shortage that we talked about, you know, several months ago is so bad that the Ford Motor Company can't even fulfill their quota for the upcoming vehicles. So, and it's not just Ford. The other vehicle companies are doing it too. If you've paid attention and looked at car lots, well, not used car lots, but used car lots too, because I read a report I think last week where used car lots are down inventory because if you can't buy a new car, you're not going to trade in your used car. So it's getting rough, and it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better, and it's going to continue to get worse if the government keeps trying to spend more money, which they are. I mean, that's all Democrat and liberal progressive policy is. It's just spending money. The raise taxes, spend more money. Whereas, I'm not going to say GOP because, I mean, the Republicans spent a shit ton of money last year under Trump. Way too much money. And even before then, they were there's no budget. They blew out the budget, and that's a conservative government. So a liberal, progressive, democratic government's always worse with money. And so, you know, we've got $4.6 trillion budget. That's the budget. That's just to pay people to work. That's like baseline. That's where you start. You start at 4.6. You don't start at 0 like the rest of us. You start at 4.6. That's like the minimum government wage there is 4.6 trillion. So you start there, and then you got your 2.1 trillion or whatever stimulus on top of that. You got 2 point whatever trillion for infrastructure on top of that. Then you got a $2 trillion jobs bill. That's going to work, creating those union jobs until you do something with the benefits for being unemployed. Those union jobs are going to matter. And government doesn't make jobs. Government provides an opportunity for jobs to be created, or the lack thereof. So that's the situation we're into. like I said, with the economy being the way it is, the prices are skyrocketing. The dollar is being deflated, so every dollar you have is worth less and less every day. So, I mean, if you have a U.S. dollar, you either need to turn it into some other kind of asset, or you need to purchase a commodity. So, I mean, you need to be, if I'm not a financial advisor, but you need to be buying like gold, silver, you need to be buying food, water, ammunition, firearms, cryptocurrencies. You need to be like transferring to a different currency, which will be rough because, I mean, from what I understand, it's not just the U.S. government that's just printing dollars out there, because it looks a lot like a lot of other countries are also just out there printing money because I guess their taxes don't cover enough. I mean, it's it's kind of ridiculous. I listened to an old Joe Rogan podcast. I can't remember who was on it, but they started talking about the homeless population in California and how much money that they're spending every year in California and New York. And they're just throwing hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars to the homeless population in these large city areas. And instead of those populations get smaller, they just keep getting bigger. And because the homeless population keeps getting bigger, they keep getting more and more money allotted for it. So really, it all seems to be like some kind of scam of some sort. But yeah, so I mean, I think the big news that you're going to follow, that I'm going to follow with politics, is definitely going to be the economy and where it goes from there. Because, you know, I'm paying for gas to go to work. I'm paying for, you know, the power supply to fix my computer to run. I'm paying for the food and all this stuff to keep myself alive. I'm paying for, you know, if I want to have a decent podcast I'm trying to run here, I'm going to need another camera so that it's, you know, up to par with this camera, which is the best one I have. And all that takes money, and if you don't have money, then you're not going to get those things. And so that's pretty much how it is. I don't know what else to tell you guys. But yeah, like I said, keep it short today just because of the, oh man, the technical issues. I mean, I could ramble on about the other new stuff. I mean, you got Caitlyn Jenner running for the governorship of California, which is kind of crazy. It's it's funny because it doesn't matter what identity politic group that you're in. If you ever at any point lean right, then they'll just cut you out. So it's funny because I really don't expect her to win. I actually don't expect them to be able to get rid of Newsom, no matter how bad he is. And Newsom's bad. He's definitely part of the cathedral of people. He's Nancy Pelosi's nephew, and Nancy Pelosi is the god-awful wicked witch of the west of Goulsville. So yeah, so I don't see Gavin Newsom going anywhere. I mean, Jesus, Andrew Cuomo killed all those people, had all those other things, and nobody cares. Nobody cares about Andrew Cuomo. He's going to be the next president. He's going to be the next Democratic candidate. You watch if that's not the case. Yeah, nothing can take Andrew down. Bill de Blasio is just as bad. He's going to end up being governor of California. You watch. It doesn't matter how much money that his wife embezzled from God, where did she get that money from? I can't remember, but she lost there's some misplaced funds that Bill de Blasio's wife is somehow misplaced from something. I can't even remember what it was. See what happens when you don't have your computer and your notes and all your stuff on it? you're just rambling. The stuff that'll be fact. I mean, it would be fact checked if you know enough people watch, but you know nobody watches. It's just me rambling on and some nonsense. But so yeah, so hopefully everything will get worked out and it will be a-okay. So thank you for sticking around, listening to me ramble for a couple of minutes today. Sorry it couldn't be a better, informative, in-depth thing. I guess you gotta, you know, go get vaccinated, keep wearing your mask, because who knows if they work or not. I don't know. I mean, they say they work, but you gotta keep wearing the mask. If you had to wear the mask, well, I mean, if the vaccine works, why are you wearing a mask? If they say you gotta wear a mask when you're with other people that are vaccinated who are also wearing a mask. Joe Biden's wearing a mask outside, but he goes in, takes a picture with Jimmy Carter, and takes his mask off, and it's okay. And none of this makes sense. I don't know where the science is or anything. None of it makes sense. Good luck figuring it all out, because I certainly can't help you. No matter how many degrees and years of education I have, I don't understand nonsense. So I can't. So yeah, thanks for watching. Make sure if you have a comment, question, you leave it down in the comment section below. You can also send a note to my email, which is grumpysnailpodcast@gmail.com. Set up a Gmail in case anybody wanted to send an email to that for some, I don't know what you would email. Just send them random nonsense question. I don't know. But yeah, so thanks for watching. Tune in next week. Probably be another Hank the Handyman Harvey taking away parts of the studio, I guess, and not giving it back, letting Lana roam around the studio. Thanks everybody. Cheers.